In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with Google Classroom. Starting from Google, you can either use your waffle in the top right corner, click there and navigate to Classroom, or up here in the Omnibox, you can type in classroom.google.com and it will take you to the Google Classroom homepage. When you are there, any classes you're enrolled in as either a teacher or student will show up. You can see them here as tiles. You can also click on this menu on the left and see them listed here as well. To create a new class, you click on the plus sign to create class. Click Create Class. We'll give our class a name, and you can type in section, subject, and room number if you want, and click Create. So Google Classroom will create a class, and once it creates, we will go through the different navigation parts of Google Classroom. So here's our class. We have our science demo class here. We have the class code here. I will talk about the class code in a moment. This screen right here is called the stream. You can see a running list of everything that has been posted with the class. You can post announcements to the class here as well. So I can say, welcome to class, and I can post. So that just posts as an announcement to your students. But that's not an assignment, it's more of just an announcement. We can customize our theme as well. So if you click on select theme, you can change the picture here. If I click on the classwork tab, here is where we create different assignment types using this create button. Later videos, I will talk about the different assignment types and how to create that. We also have the people tab, and this is where we can either add students or have them join with the class code. So with students, if you click on the plus sign, you can invite students by starting to type in their name or email address, and that will pull up the Active Directory for the district. So if you know a student's email address, you can type that in. It's a little cumbersome when we have so many students, so giving them a join code, you can either post it in your classroom or message it out to students depending on what format we're teaching in. You can give them this join code. They will type it in the Google Classroom homepage. When I went to create the class, there was an option for join class, and they would type it in there to join that class. You can also invite co-teachers, which would have the same privileges as you, except they're unable to delete the class. So if you're co-teaching with a class or have a student teacher, as long as they have a Sweetwater email address, you can add them in here as a co-teacher. There's also this gradebook tab. Once there's assignments in there, it would be more functional, so later videos will also talk about the gradebook tab. Up in the top right, we have our settings menu. You can change the name of your class if needed and change any details. With the class code, you can click on it. If you're worried about students sending it to somebody that you don't want them to send it to, you can always click reset. Or once students are in the class and you don't need to add anybody else, you can disable that class code, which means that no one else can type it in to join. You can change your stream options for how you want students to interact with your class. We'll talk about generating Meet links later, but using Google Meet directly within Google Classroom is also very helpful. When we are in person in class, another way to have students join, so instead of having to type this and present it or type in students individually, over here in Stream in class code, there is this display option. So if I click display, it makes it nice and big. I can make it even bigger, which means all students are able to see this. They're able to type it in onto their device and join that class. Once students have joined the class, they're in. They don't need to rejoin every single time. So they're in for the rest of the semester or rest of the year, however you choose to set up your Google Classroom. So that is a very basic overview of getting started with Google Classroom.